Hi guys, I'm Ley Fraser, and I'm a fourth year psychology student here. And I'm really running for women's representative because I've been inspired by the work of our current representative, Mel Bodie, and by Sarah Boydenwell over at the Women's Center. When I started attending UNBC, I was probably like a lot of people right out of high school, 18, didn't know anybody, and I definitely wouldn't have done what you guys did, go to the events, meet people like that. So to me, where I felt out of my depth and isolating coming from Prince George, I started hanging out in the Women's Center, and I found that a really comfortable, unintimidating community of women that really helped me to acclimatize to student life as a happy, maturing female student. So working with the Women's Center also paved my way to other projects and connections, all sort of community aspects, that I think actually would be really valuable for students that are coming from outside of Prince George, much more even than it was for me. So as Women's Rep, my interests would be the maintenance of the awesome community-inclusive projects that it's been involved in for years, such as Jezebel's Jam, with a renewed emphasis on promoting connections between these kind of community projects and the women population of UNBC, especially those that don't come from the city originally. I also want to promote specific programs aimed at women's social safety and well-being, with an emphasis on organizations comprised of a male membership. Because I believe that in the position of women's representative, it's not really just representing the female population at school, but also the people that care about them. So for that reason, as women's rep, my focus would be on an integrated community of support. So as my background, I've been volunteering with a couple organizations for several years. Like early on as a student, I was just at the Women's Center, and I continue probably to go to those events more than any others, but I've also volunteered with the Pride Center, and I've been on the executive committee last year as secretary, so I have experience with administrative positions. And I've also been volunteering with some community groups for years, like I volunteer with my judo club as an instructor for about 4 years at a high school. So I really think that I'm suited to because I'm comfortable talking to people, and I really identify with Imogen's concept of face-to-face support. As women's representative, the most I see of the current representative is her running all over the school to see and talk to everybody. And that's really where I want to start with it, because I think that the only way you really know what's going on is by being everywhere. So my first priority as women's representative would be to start in on all of the clubs, all of the organizations, and really just stick up and be everywhere. So thanks guys, and remember to vote on the 6th and 7th.
What are your ideas about violence against women?
My ideas are community involvement, especially support programs for people who aren't from here, because if you don't have family and outreach in the community, I think it can be really hard to have someone to go to. So first off, that's one of my main ideas, is I want an organization that specifically caters to that kind of emotional need. And my focus also is integrating male-involved communities, things like Men Against Rape, that focus on the fact that it's not just women involved in violence against women, and allow men to have a voice in preventing it and protecting